We are taking charge of every facet of our lives, and this is Take Charge with Sophie. My name is Sophie. In this episode, we'll be talking about protection of all that you have worked for through insurance. We'll be talking about health, taking charge of your own employment by creating your own employment through entrepreneurship, and how you can use digital marketing to take your business to the next level. So we'll be starting very fast with the one on the protection of your income. In the other episode, I mentioned that personal finance management has to do with how you generate your income, how you save and invest, and the third element is the protection of your income. You agree with me that a lot of people's valuables are financed by debts. A lot of people finance their houses, their cars, and their business with debt. After financing this with debt, it takes them several months and years to pay off the debts. That's principal and interest. And if something so happens, and then all the things that they have paid for so many years are lost through fires, flood, and other emergencies, then they are left with nothing. So with me here today, I have an insurance consultant. His name is Isaac Amoyal. He's the El Chamarno of insurance. He'll be taking us through importance of insuring our homes, our cars, having life assurance products, and I'll be coming in from time to time so that we can make the discussion interactive, so you can pick something out of it, and at the end of the day I can bet you that you are going to actually take charge of everything that you have labored for. So having been in the insurance business for a very long time, do you have some stories to share on how people who have insured their vehicles actually bounce back a few days after they had a car crash? And how about those who did not insure? Can you tell us what happened to them?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Let me start with those who did not insure.
Okay.
Okay, so in our jurisdiction, Ghana here, we have the basic form of insurance, which is the third-party motor insurance.
Okay.
Which basically says that, okay, I've worked so hard to buy my car, but whenever something happens to the vehicle, I will take care of that. But rather, when I damage somebody's vehicle, somebody's property, I injure somebody, take care of that person as my insurance. And because it's the basic, that's what people prefer. And obviously, it's very, I don't say cheap, but affordable.
Okay.
But what is more expensive is not insuring your vehicle properly. Because at the end of the day, when your vehicle, is damaged, it's going to hit on your savings or money that is meant for something equally important. Yeah, I have a friend, Michael. He got a car. The car was priced about 40,000, somewhere around there. He was supposed to buy. I advised him to buy comprehensive motor insurance. He said, "Oh no, you buy third party. Comprehensive expensive. It's getting hot. There's no money, as we say it." I insured the vehicle for him within like 2 weeks, less than a month, about 2 to 3 weeks. One early morning, I realized he's called me several times, so I was quite alarmed. I just picked the phone and called him back and said he's at the police station. Okay, well, what is it? Should I come? So no, I should hold on. He just ran into somebody, and he sent me the images. His vehicle is equally damaged, and the other person's vehicle is also damaged. Now, because he bought third party, we are only responsible for the other person that he ran into, not his vehicle.
Okay.
And it so happened that for the third party, he had a cap of about 6,000, and he started setting out the person, and he started working on his vehicle too. And he tells me he ran into about 19,000 debts for his vehicle.
Interesting.
Yes, and for the 6,000, for the other person, he did like about 7 or 8,000.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. But we have to pay the other 6,000 that he did, because that's his cap. Now for 40,000, I'm not sure he'll even pay up to 3,000 for comprehensive insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he preferred to say, okay, let me pay that 400 cedis. That's which looks very affordable. And
Okay.
and as we always say, nothing will happen. But sometimes something does happen.
Yeah.
And become very. You, as soon as that accident happened, you were like, how can you convert to comprehensive immediately? So no, you've already learned the lesson. The lesson is so bitter. You've already learned. Already. We have people who, buy vehicles, and so expensive vehicle, and they don't see the vehicle as an investment that they've done, and they need to protect it with insurance. They think insurance is too expensive for them. But what is more expensive is not insuring your sweat. Because at the end of the day, when something happens, your sweat is gone. Like that. Just like pouring water down the drain. You can't recover it minus insurance. So I mean, I really wish we Ghanaians can understand insurance as it is, as a protection, but not as a cost or debt. Yeah. So I mean, talking about people who have bought the good insurance and they've gotten involved in some accidents. One gentleman who bought some cars for his workers, I think the cars were about 5. He insured all of them comprehensively. There was one morning where I had a call from one of the ladies that I mean, my contacts in the office, that one of their workers has involved in an accident. We saw the vehicle and realized that this vehicle, we cannot work on it. We just have to write it off. So we just wrote the vehicle off. We worked on the claims and paid the person. Now, that was at the time of buying the insurance. He may think he was incurring some debts that he could have just avoided by buying third-party motor insurance. But when the accident happened, that's when I realized, oh, okay, that decision I made was a good decision. I always tell people that at the point of buying insurance, it's not when you see the benefits, but when the unsought for, I mean, how do you say it? Unforeseen circumstances happen. That's when you realize that, okay, I made a good decision by buying, I mean, the correct insurance.
How about those who say that I've been buying insurance for so many years and nothing has happened? So why should I continue to buy it?
The truth of the matter is we don't know when that something will happen. So just like we Christians say that we should always be on guard because we don't know when the trumpet will sound.
Yeah.
We don't know when that something will happen. And I have people who buy comprehensive for say 4 years and they said, oh, maybe I bought the thing and nothing has happened. They'll buy third party. That is when they will have some accident that comprehensive would have covered. But more important is how we need to understand the concept of insurance, because insurance is like a pool, and every buyer of the insurance is putting some money in that pool, in that bowl. So that, okay, anything can happen to any of us, but it's very unlikely that whatever can happen will happen to all of us at the same time. So we are saying, okay, let us all put money together. If it happens to any of us, then the person comes to pick the money, so that the pressure does not come back to us. Because truth be told, if you have a family member who has a house uninsured, and the house for, I'm not saying that should happen, the house get bent, the person becomes a social burden. It becomes not our burden to make sure the person is okay. But sometimes we even decide to, okay, let the person come and live with me for some time. Let me help the person rent a new place. But if the person is sure, this social burden is lifted from all of us. So if you remember, in those days, we used to have in Nobwa, where we all come together, go to one person's farm, spend the day on that person's farm, and cover a very large, acres. The next day we go somewhere. Or even apart from the Nobwa, in the villages, they have this susu collection that they've been doing. That when somebody is bereaved, they give the money to this person, and that's more like the formalized concept that we've done with insurance. So even though you are buying, nothing is happening, some way somehow you are lifting some social burden from yourself. Because if it should happen to somebody that you know, the burden will some way find its way back to you. So it's not like you are just pushing your money to something that is you are not seeing the benefits. In any ways, let's ask ourselves the premium we pay. We ask what percentage is premium to the value of the asset you are insuring. Just something very minimal. So if you are paying that minimal and thin, that minimal amount, that small amount, minute amount, and something is not happening, it's not really, I don't see it to be really a big issue. For example, you have a building of say 1 million cedis, and you are paying less than 1% to protect it against fire and collapse. For a building, the structure, you should pay somewhere around 0.2% of the value of the building. You are into finance, so you understand this. And that's very, very minimal. That's very, very minute. And you are saying that, okay, give me this minute thing, this minute percentage. If something happens, I'm giving you this whole 1 million of, the value. So I don't really see, I don't see that argument as very, very valid. For example, with motor insurance, if you buy motor insurance for a year and you don't make any claim, you are entitled to a discount the following year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's not like you are just paying and nothing is happening. I mean, you are getting some discount in return.
Okay, interesting. Talking of the building, landed properties and businesses, there are a lot of times that we hear in news that people's businesses have actually been gutted with fire, like Makola, then someone's whole shop with stock that they have actually imported is, I mean, gone just because there's fires. Then the interesting thing about fires is that even if the source of the fire is not from your shop, once it's happening to the next shop, it can affect your shop too. And then the same with the homes as well. If someone's next door has fire problem, it could also come and then affect you. And looking at the fact that Ghana, we have a lot of issues with drainage, with our drainage system. Businesses are located at places that are flood prone and all that. You realize that flooding is also another major kind of problem for businesses and all that. And as a human being or an individual, your network is made up of the value of your car, how much money you have in investments, how much, I mean, business value you have and all that. So if one disaster can erode so much gains that you have made and even send you 10 years back or 15 years back, in tree, Rebecca said, okay, so do you have something to say about those who don't see the need to insure their businesses, those who don't see the need to insure their homes? How about those who are thinking that, okay, anytime there's a fire disaster or flood disaster, you hear people saying, yes, we are buying, say, brand number support and that kind of stuff. People are begging government to come in, and I know that government is already overburdened. The ones that they are supposed to do, they are not able to do all. And now you are going to call them to come in to help. I believe that help is not guaranteed. So what can we do as people who are yearning to take charge of our businesses, our homes, and protect the net worth and the few things that we have sweated and acquired?
I think the dislike for insurance is a bouquet of issues. Maybe one, those who are into insurance, we are not explaining the concept to the people at their fundamental level for them to understand.
Okay.
We partly take the blame. Secondly, some people have issues with their claim processing.
Okay.
Hence, they go about saying, okay, insurance for, I mean, when you make claim, they don't pay, you pay all this money, and when something happens to you, they will not mind you, and those kind of stuff. So those are things that I must say our new regulator, the commissioner, is doing well to make sure that we have a very good image in the eyes of the insuring populace.
Okay.
That aside, I mean, the beautiful thing about insurance and life is that it is always about severity, but not frequency.
Okay.
Because you realize that, I mean, how many times do you hear that somebody's house has been gutted by fire? It doesn't happen that much.
Yeah.
That so many times. But when it happens, it's very, very severe. So
Yeah.
very low frequency, but high severity.
Okay.
And that is what people take, I mean, console themselves with. That, oh, we enter in see. But when it happens to, it's so disastrous. Your whole world is down. So people need to understand that insurance is the only way that they can protect their assets.
Okay.
Sometimes, I mean, when we're having this insurance argument on social media, people make statements like, I'd rather save than to insure. But those two things are two very different things.
Yeah.
For insurance, if I insure your car today, as you are in my office, I give you the document, and you step out, whilst you are coming out of my office, someone runs into you, I am paying you.
Okay.
Because I've done it. But with investments, if you're supposed to get, say, 10% on your capital or principal, and you put in that, the amount you have is the 10%. That, I mean, you have the 10% of the amount in your account. They will not say because the target is to make $1 million in 2 years and get started, so let's give you. I mean, they are two different things.
Okay.
Yeah. So people should understand that for those several hours of waking up early, fighting traffic, sweating, and getting tired and coming home drained, I mean, with fatigue, and you build all these assets and you don't protect them. I mean, you are just saying that, okay, I bought, I mean, a jewelry box, gold jewelry box, and I've left it outside and I'm going to sleep, no protection. You are just leaving everything you have to chance without insurance. So you are saying anything can happen. I mean, maybe I know the God I serve. Some people say,
Oh, but God has also given us wisdom,
exactly.
to take decisions. He says you shall tread upon serpents and scorpions, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. But it doesn't mean that if you see a scorpion, go and put your leg there. Or if you see a snake or something,
Don't put
or
your
go
leg there,
and rush and cross the road
without looking.
because you think that God will protect you. So it's wisdom to actually ensure.
Yeah.
Okay. There are many instances where a lot of people have very good plans for their families. They want to see their children to some level of education. They want to have some legacies and all that. But I mean, tomorrow is not assured. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. They wake up, and then by virtue of some accident or something, they just lose their lives and all that. So what happened to the dependents of people who have no life assurance policies? Do you think life assurance policies are also important?
You see, the beautiful thing about insurance is that insurance has a product for every facet of our lives.
Okay.
Okay, I shouldn't say every, but almost every risk that you can think about, there's some form of insurance products that is geared towards saving us on that tangent. I mean, if you have kids, I mean, we all desire to see our kids doing well. We all desire to see our kids grow. We all desire to have the financial, what do you call it, the footings to back our kids in getting everything they want in this life.
Yeah.
But truth be told, life can just happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes we may even be alive, but we can't give our kids the necessary support.
Okay.
So we can think about insurance products like life products that are geared towards, how do you call it, critical illness.
Okay.
For critical illness, you say, okay, I'm buying insurance products worth, say, 1 million Ghana cedis. Should anything happen to me for no reason, I just get diagnosed of some kidney problem or some cancers or something that will require that I'm not able to be, efficient economically, then that lump sum is given to you, whether you invest it or use it to start a business or anyhow you want to push it to, make life comfortable for you, you use that amount. We have products for real life insurance where you are either insuring yourself or anybody whose demise affects you financially. Because, for example, if someone loses either the guardian or the mother, and you've not insured the life of that person, that means you're going to fetch money from your savings, either your savings, your investments, or your business, capital. And imagine if you need money for a funeral and you have to pick it from your business capital. I mean, you can never have that business at that same pedestal again.
Yeah, it's true.
And the beautiful thing about life insurance is that, you don't pay much. As low as 100 cedis every month. And the truth of the matter is, these are monies that is not like you are just dishing them out to people. If after a particular time you don't make the claim, there are ways that you can fall on those monies to do other things. So more like doing some susu, but susu that has other more benefits for you.
Okay.
Yeah. We have health insurance products. I have a friend who is into who runs a pharmacy. And at the pharmacy you don't negotiate.
It's true.
They will not tell you para is 5 cedis and so please can you reduce it tomorrow. If you not buy, go and die. So these are things that you pay a good sum and you are covered for the year. Obviously there are threshold and there are packages. And relatively, when you compare how much you pay when you walk in without insurance to how much cover the insurance is giving, you realize that it's a good deal. And it all boils down to what I said earlier on, that it's a pool. Because, okay, let's all put money in this bowl. When somebody is not well, the person comes to fetch money from it to pay their bills. It can't be that all of us will not be well at the same time.
Yeah.
So some people will pay more at the next round, others will pay less, because others will fall sick more, others will not fall sick, but we are paying the same amount.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of insurance. So that pressure does not fall on you alone, but you are sharing with other people who have the same interests. So that's you are sharing with other people who have the same interests. So I really wish we Ghanaians can understand the concept of insurance and see it that refuse to see it as giving money to somebody for free. In any ways, if it's even giving money to someone for free, it's a business. And if we are crying that there are no jobs, and insurance industry is doing well, we should be assured that they are going to create jobs for either our children or our nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, the insurance industry employs a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, we employ people, we pay tax, we buy office, what do you call it?
Space or something.
Office space, we rent office space. I mean, we buy things we use for the office, prints, papers, and those kind of. So, we also, in a way, supporting the economy in diverse ways.
Okay. That's very interesting. I always maintain that one health emergency can erode all that you have actually done for so many years. So
That's
why
true.
sit and then not insure yourself? Personally, there's a health insurance from our employer, but I have the national health insurance. I mean, card as well, so that in case I travel to my hometown and I'm sick, and you know, anytime you are traveling, you don't have so much cash on you, and there may be time that you are so sick to the extent that you can't even
Return back to base.
return to base to get money, or you don't have any physical cash close to you, or even your internet may not be working for you to even pull from your bank account to any momo for you to be able to take care of your health. But if you have health insurance, therefore when you get to the hospital, at least they can start checking your vitals, start attending to you before they ask
And
for
make you
more
stable.
money. So as for insurance, we can't actually I mean, write it off. It's a very important aspect. Like Africans, like I said, we need to protect the income that we have worked through insurance. So we've learned a lot about the life assurance product that we need. We have a educational policy for children, funeral policies for our loved ones, and all those things. Yeah. So no matter how we've tried to protect everything that we have, you can't try enough, because so many things are not within your control. But at least the best you can do for yourself is to acquire an insurance product, or insure your valuable properties and all that, so that in case there's an emergency, you can actually fall on it and then return to normal, or at least be close to where you were. What are your closing remarks as far as insurance is concerned? And then how can people, I think a few people have concerns about the disclaimers in insurance policies, that they actually insure, and then when the time is up for them to claim, and then the disclaimers are plenty and a lot of conditionalities, is a put off for a lot of people. So would you want to clarify that and then give us your closing remarks as well?
Okay, I mean, thank you very much for talking about the disclaimers part. So what I've realized with most of the people I sell insurance to, almost Ghanaians, is that when they buy the insurance and you give them the document, they don't read it.
Okay.
And a lot of the time, I mean, there are few minutes that I have your attention, I can't go through all the points in the document. So it becomes very difficult for me to tell you everything you need to know.
Okay.
That is why we give you the documents. In all my years of selling insurance, there's only one client that's bought insurance, motor insurance from me. Then he called back and showed me something that we have in the documents. Like, what does this mean? And that was very, very pivotal for us, even as a company. We realized that, okay, we think we are communicating the wrong thing to our clients. So I really want people to take time to read the documents when we give them the insurance document. I was telling you about a client who bought a third-party motor insurance, and he was involved in an accident. When I told him that his third-party cap is 6,000, he said, why didn't I tell him? I said, it's in the document. So I did not read it. So he was thinking any amount that he incurs at debt for taking care of somebody's damaged vehicle, we are supposed to reimburse him. But there's a cap. It's a cap. It used to be 5,000, but there's a cap now to 6,000. Okay. Yeah. So people should read the document, and people should know exactly what they want covered.
Okay.
People should know exactly what they want covered. And so when there have been times where clients reach me and they tell me, okay, I want ABC. That's okay. My company currently does not give these services, but I can let someone call you. And let somebody who is from a company who is able to give the person that kind of cover. Call the person to. Quite recently, somebody reached out to me and said he wanted a courtesy car for when there's an accident and we are working on his claim. He wants a courtesy car, but my company does not give a courtesy car as of now. I don't okay. It's something I cannot be of help to you, but I'll let someone call you. And that was very key. And so it is not really about the making of the money, but making sure that people trust you for who you are. So now I'm talking to we the professionals. We making sure that people trust us for who we are, and we're able to tell them the truth. That no, I can't give you this, or this is what you want, but we don't have it. You can get this if you're still interested. Let's do business.
Okay.
Thirdly, I think people should choose to buy from consultants, agents, and professionals who have proven themselves over the years. One of the problems we've had over the years from the past is that people join the insurance industry for a very short period, and because they are most of the time their remuneration is based on commission, they kind of tell you anything to get a signature. So after they get your signature, I mean, the person later decides to go back to school or change jobs, and something happens, you call the person, oh, Mini hope you more, I'm no more there. Then, but this person told me ABCD, and the person is not even there to hold him or her responsible.
Yeah.
So people should rather choose to buy from those who have decided to build a profession in the insurance industry.
Okay. Not just salespeople.
Not just, I mean, salespeople, I mean, demand more from the person to make sure the person is interested in doing a long haul in the insurance industry. Not, I mean, just doing something to while away, I mean, time. And the industry also has what you call CMAB. I mean, you just search CMAB online, especially Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. It's I want to call it a tribunal where the industry has put together a neutral body to take care of any complaint in the industry. So those people who man the CMAB are people who have contacts with the big wigs in the various insurance companies. So maybe you're dealing with one particular insurance professional and you don't like the way the person is treating you, and you want to escalate the issue to a higher authority. Sometimes you don't know whom to call, because most likely when you go to any regular office, it's the same what do you call it, a level of professional that you get there. So you call these people and they'll make sure you are attended to. Because some people choose to go to the regulator, which the regulator will refer you back to CMAB. We call them CMAB. The regulator will ask you to go back to them. So when you feel they can't help you, then you go to the regulator, then you can go to court.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are doing all these things to make sure that there's trust in the system, that people buy insurance and they know that they've bought products that they can always fall on. Sometimes too, when we tell the clients what to do in the processing of their claims, they feel we are worrying them too much.
Okay.
But that shouldn't be the case. We also have auditors, and when we are paying you the claims, they require that we get the right documents
Okay.
before money is released.
I understand that aspect. Compliance.
So quite recently, a client was involved in an accident, and I said, okay, I will need his driving license and that of the other driver. My client got angry. He is having the insurance, so why should he bring the driving license of the other party? But the truth is that if the other party is not having a driving license, then he's not supposed to be behind the wheels. So if there's an accident, then you're not responsible, because he's the person who doesn't know how to drive, not you.
Okay.
So sometimes when we ask them to bring these things, sometimes they feel we are worrying them, but it's not like we are worrying you. We just want to do the right thing.
Okay.
And sometimes you require certain pictures. Okay, can I have a picture? Can I have this? And they say, Mokra, you worry too much. When I was coming to buy the insurance, did you ask for all these things? But I mean, we can't just pay you because you've come to say that you've had an accident. There should be more to it. You should be convinced. As you said, compliance. So I mean, and we need to face the fact that not everybody will have time to explain and make sure you're angry and calm you down and explain to you. There are some people who, okay, go and bring this. If you don't bring it, they will not mind you again.
Yeah.
What they buy me, I'm off and buy train. So I mean, we should all see that
we should cooperate with the insurance people anytime there are damages, so that they can help us. I mean, bounce back
beautifully. Yeah. So I mean, yes, and Ghanaians should buy insurance. Insurance does not cost much. I mean, sometimes you mention a premium to somebody and the person is like, are you sure? Say, yes, I'm sure. Say, is that affordable? Yes, is that affordable? I mean, you need just 0.2% of the value of your building to insure it. I mean, if your building is $1 million cedis, I'm not sure you even pay up to 5,000. And imagine you are paying 5,000 to insure a whole building against fire, collapse, flood damages, and other area objects falling on it. I mean, that should be, a good deal.
Yeah, so that was an insightful discussion on insurance. I'm sure you've taken a thing or two. Don't tell me you have not been warned. You are doing very well by working, which is good. You are doing very well by investing, which is good. You are doing very well by taking steps to acquire assets like cars, houses, businesses, and all that. But why are you going to sit and wait for something to happen to something that you have toiled over the years or borrowed money to actually fund? I mean, take an insurance policy to protect all you have. The protection aspect is very important. That is how we take charge of our finances. Thank you very much, Isaac.
You're welcome.
We want to see you
More
more
time.
times for further discussions. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that in order for us to take charge of every facet of our lives, we don't have to wait for opportunities to get to us. We need to actually create our own opportunities. You agree with me that unemployment is a very big problem globally. With me here is Lydia Handel. She's the CEO of Lidl Events. She's an entrepreneur. The first time I knew her, she was a banker. And the way she used to slay on Fridays, I'll go and check her Facebook to see the way she wear her T-shirt with her teammates and they're having lunch and all that. But she actually ventured into entrepreneurship in an area that is not so common. She went into events. Yes. So today she's going to take us through the basis of entrepreneurship. I'll ask her a few questions and then she'll come in and then give us answers to guide us on how you can also start your entrepreneurship journey. So what is your advice to people who have been searching for jobs but to no avail?
Okay, thank you very much. I will start by explaining who entrepreneur is before I go into the advice.
Okay.
So when we talk about an entrepreneur, we are talking about somebody who has identified an opportunity by taking risk with the aim of making profit.
Okay.
So if you have an idea or maybe you identify a gap,
Okay.
you find a solution or a problem, or you've seen something that you want to do, but you realize that there are competitors, there are people who are already in the business, they're already doing it, and you feel there is a gap. You feel they are not doing something well, but you have a better solution.
Okay.
You can come out with that idea, and it can become a work for you. So we have people that normally comes to us for advice.
Okay.
So what do? Let's say, example, somebody comes to you, or you find yourself in an environment that you are always asked to, let's say, organize a program, or your fashion sense is very good. People come to you for advice on how to get the nicest dress, the shoes, how to put things together to look good. It's an idea. You can look at that as an opportunity that you can tap into and use that or start that as a business to make money out of it.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that you can look out for to get that opportunity, to be that entrepreneur that you're always looking out for. My advice to people is that normally you get a whole lot of people coming to you with so many things, but before you venture into anything, you have to do your own research. That is very key. So you have identified the opportunity, you want to go into it. You have to research, look out for competitors. If possible, go to them, talk to them, find out how they were able to do well in what they are doing, and then you also take a few clues from it. What I've realized is that we don't want to help people. See, if you see somebody who is doing well, you can offer your service to that person. I want to learn this thing, maybe, or I want to come and work for you. I like what you are doing. I'm not going to charge you. So let me come under you, help you with what you are doing. By so doing, you get to learn a lot from what you are doing. So those are some of the things that you can always look out for if you want to be an entrepreneur and also take it to the top or get to the stage that you want to be. So that's my advice to anybody who is looking at having his or her own business.
Okay, so my next question to you is, as an entrepreneur, what advice will you give to those who are planning to start? And how did you actually land on the need for events, decor, and all that? Was it like something that you love to do, or is just an opportunity you identified?
Yes, so as I said earlier, sometimes we turn our hobbies into jobs.
Okay.
So for me, what happened was my husband realized that I like putting things together.
Okay.
Sometimes you might have it, but you don't know.
Yeah.
Unless somebody tells you, oh, you are very good in fashion, you are very good with this. So that is how you are able to get those ideas. So he told me, and I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, why don't you look into interior design and decor and all that? But you have to also have the love for it, because whatever you don't have any passion for, you can't really do it well.
Yeah.
So you look at, I loved doing it. It's like a hobby. So now I want to turn it into a business and make money out of it, and then help people or serve others who needs my service. So what I did was I decided, okay, I was working in the bank then, and I said, okay, why not? Talent is not enough. I needed to go to school, learn a few basics before I start a business. So I went to school, I went to learn the event design and styling, and I also do gift wrapping as well. So I learned all those things, and I started with the business. But my advice is, when it comes to entrepreneur, we have stages that you go through. And I will mention the stages and then add a few. So the first one, which I've even mentioned earlier, is the idea generation. Now you have to generate the idea. And where do you get the idea? As I said, from what you see people asking you to do for free, or maybe you have identified the opportunity or the problem somewhere, you think you have a better solution. So that's where you get the idea from. So when you move from the idea, the next thing you go to the opportunity analysis. Yes, so you have identified the idea. Now that's the opportunity. So you analyze the market. Who are your competitors? Is the business I'm going into viable? Am I going to make profit from it? So that is the opportunity that you analyze. Then you come to the planning.
Okay.
And that is where the business plan comes in.
Awesome.
As a business person, you should have a business plan, like the roadmap, where you want to get to. So that is where you factor in your mission, your vision, you factor in who your competitors are, you factor in your target audience, because that is very key. If you are not able to identify your target audience, I don't know where you are heading towards. You should be able to know the people you want to serve. And that will even inform you on how you should even charge or price your product or service.
Excellent.
Yes, so if you get your target, then you have to think about how to position yourself.
Okay.
Position is very key when it comes to business. If you want people to remember you, if you want people to, anytime they talk about something, your name should pop up, then you have to position yourself very well in the minds of your customers. So position is very key. So that is where you do all the financial analysis, everything. That is where you do all those things, because that is going to guide you to where you want to be. So after doing your, how do I call it, your business plan, then you come to collection of resources. So you collect the resources. Where do you get it? Where do I fund it? Sometimes you can get friends, family to help you, because starting a business is not easy. Sometimes it's capital intensive. You need money to push in. But if you don't have the money, sometimes you are not able to move forward the way you want to go. But if you are able to get funds to do all those things, that is why I always champion where government will come in and help entrepreneurs, because if they are able to give grants for students, if you are done with school, there is something available that you can use to start a business. It will help, because at the end of the day, it helps with national development.
Okay.
If somebody creates a business, automatically they employ people. You see, they are able to do their CSR, they help the society and all that.
They pay their taxes as well.
Yes, and pay their taxes as well. So it's very key. So if you're able to identify somebody who will help you, that's good. So you get to that's the collecting of the resources. Then you come to the business structure. Now you have done everything. You have to register the business. You can't use a name that you have not registered. You can grow the business, and then to get to a time, somebody can go and register with the same name. So when you go, you will not get the name to use as your. So you look at how you want to register the business. Do you want to go as a sole proprietor? Do you want to go as limited liability, public? Like you have to look at all those things. So when you are done with that, then now you are growing your business.
Okay.
So you have to grow your business from there. So those are the stages that you have to go through. But you have to look at yourself, because you have to look at some of the characteristics that you have that can push you. Are you open-minded? Those are the questions you have to.
Open-minded, yes. There are lots of
You have to.
entrepreneurs that don't like feedback.
Yes.
You are just a beginner. Someone has bought something from you, has given you your feedback, and you think it's an insult.
Yes.
You are losing a lot
Yes,
at a
yes,
start.
yes.
Okay, so let me come in. I think you did a lot of very big projects,
Yes.
and I've witnessed some of the projects that you've done. How did you get them? I also realized that about 3 or 4 years ago, you started doing serious digital marketing when
Yes.
a lot of Ghanaians were not so keen on that.
Yes.
What drove your desire to
Okay.
be visible digitally,
Yes.
and then how has that helped your business?
Okay, so with some of the businesses I got, when it comes to business, you have to be very courteous. You have to respect your customers. Customer service is very key.
Yeah.
I offer a service. You might think it's intangible, but people look at few things to, how do I call it, they look at it to
decide whether to come with
yeah,
you.
to measure your service.
Yeah.
So if your customer service is not good, it's not poor. In fact, if you start a business, the first 2 years, you should be picking the calls yourself.
Okay.
Because you have the vision. You know where you are heading towards. The person you are employing at that moment might not necessarily or might not understand where you are going, but because the business is for you, you should be doing that until you get to a stage you think you can train somebody to do that for you. So that's very key. So what I did was, it was a recommendation from our First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo. They had, what is the name? Learning. It was a project about library.
Library
yes,
something.
so they contacted me from an office that this is what she's doing and all that. So they want me to come and package some of the books for them. So that was one of the jobs that I really enjoy doing, because reading is also good, because if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to be reading. Anything you see, you
Can
have
see
to
the
read.
library.
Yes, you have to read a lot so that you expand your knowledge and all that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the jobs that I got, which I really enjoyed.
I must also add
also-
that you did 2 of my decors for me for book launch.
Yes.
The wrapping is impeccable. Anytime I look at it, I smile.
Yes,
You did a very
yes,
good job.
Yes, and I remember out of that, I also got an opportunity with the Church of Pentecost Youth Director.
Oh, nice.
Pastor
Hagan.
Hagan, yes. Yes, so I also had the opportunity to wrap
His books as well.
for
Awesome.
him. Yes, so these are some of the things. If you do it well, somebody will see, they will recommend you, and that is how it goes. And when it comes to the digital marketing, seriously, as the account will say, that's the sementia of our time, because you cannot do without digital marketing. The traditional method is good, yes,
But it's expensive.
Recently I decided to boost a post, and you have the opportunity to view or to see the engagement on the post. And to my amazement, I got about 7,000 plus. I just did $2. 7,000 plus. Like, those are the people that have visited my page, and that is huge. So compare that to, I'm not saying the print media or the they are not good. It is, but for them, it's more like it's targeted to those that subscribe to that channel. But when it comes to digital marketing, like the social media and all that, everybody is there. Your target market is there. So all that you have to do is position yourself well, reach out to your target audience, and that's it. And also the content is very key. Yes, the content is very key. If you post good content, you get your ideal client to come to you for business.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
So how can entrepreneurs take charge of their business?
Yes.
You
Very,
know,
very
many
key.
times, a lot of us start businesses and we fail, and then we blame it on the system and all that.
Yes.
But even in the same system, we have people whose businesses have survived not because of the connections they have, but because of the impeccable service they deliver, and then the quality of the product they actually sell and all that. So how can entrepreneurs take charge of their businesses? How do you manage your business income? I know that business income is cyclical, so there are certain times that it comes a lot, and there are certain times that you enjoy some quietness for a while. So how do you...
Yes. Okay, so I'll take it from this angle. Every business person, any money that you get, it's not like your money, it's for the business. You can pay yourself, but it doesn't mean you should dip your hand into the capital. If you do that, then you are collapsing the business.
Okay.
And another thing I've realized, and I have also experienced, is, you know, mostly when you start the business, you kind of offer free services.
It's true.
To friends and family, and that can really drain you because you are starting. You need the capital to do well or to rise up in the business. So if you are offering the free service, I don't know how you'll be able to even give that quality service.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, sometimes you give the free service, and those that you give the free service to, they are the ones that don't even appreciate what you have done for them. So I will really say that if you're a friend watching, a family, any person, and you have a friend or relative who has a business, please, if you go to them for any service, try and pay, even if they want you to take it for free. Try it. And if you are the business person and you feel this person is my friend, or maybe you can give a discount, I think that is okay. But you can get to a stage that you think or you feel, for this one I can give free service, because now you have gotten a lot of some of the things you need.
Yeah.
So if you are offering a free service, it might not really drain into your pocket. But if it's from the beginning, then you have to look at those things. The other thing is, you should learn how to communicate well. If you're a business person, how do you communicate your product or your service to people? How do they see your business, right? So if you're able to get your communication well, then it means that you are getting somewhere. You should be a salesperson.
Yeah.
You should be able to sell your business to people. You should be able to, if you send your proposal to a bank, let's say for assistance or for them to finance your business, I mean, there should be substance in it, that they will look at it and say, okay, we've seen that this business has a future, so you'll be able to get all those grants. Secondly, you should be somebody who learns. You know, we make mistakes and we learn from it. Mistakes are part of us. Failure is part of us. But when it gets there, you don't have to give up. You always pick up the pieces and you move on, and that makes you, and those are some of the risks that you take, because there will be times that you wish, oh God, why did I even start this? Oh God, I can't even do this again. When you get to that stage, it means that you have gotten somewhere. So you just don't have to give up. You still have to keep on pushing, and I'm sure if you do that with determination, you get to the point that you want to get to. So those are the few things that, if you are watching me and you are looking at starting a business, or you want to be an entrepreneur, just know that it's not easy, but with determination and perseverance, you'll be able to go far in your business.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Liddell. Liddell, I think it's been an interesting discussion. So, like, taking charge of our destinies, taking charge of our lives is our own responsibility. You have been looking for a job, and then it's taking so many years for you to get, or you are doing a job and you feel like you are being underpaid and all that. Take up a side hustle that does not conflict with your job and work towards it. I mean, how did I start this YouTube channel? It wasn't part of my plans for 2023, but I just got the edge to start, and then I started working at it, and so far so good. By the grace of God, we are making progress. So I'm sure by now you are thinking, yeah, my income is not enough for me and all that. So start something. But just start small, work at it, pick the lessons that have been shared by CEO of Liddell Events, so that you can also get to the next level. Remember, there are so many people whose business models are online you can always learn from. You are not going to reinvent the wheel. The model is already there. Just create something unique and then leave an impeccable, indelible mark in the hearts of people who use your service. Thank you very much for watching this episode. We come up with another interesting episode on other aspects of taking charge of our lives. Stay blessed. You agree with me that health is wealth. If you are not healthy, you can't pursue your goals. I have a fitness coach by name Coach Dinah. She'll be talking to us about how we can do medical checkups, how we can keep our eye on our health, how we can eat well, how we can exercise. I'm sure by the time she's done, you'll be able to draw up some solid goals for your health. So enjoy the discussion with her. Over to you, Coach Dinah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diana. I'm a nutrition coach and a fitness enthusiast. I work with TNU, which means the new you. Today, I'm going to talk to you about health and wellness. I'm sure hearing about health and wellness, you're like, no, I'm not sick. I don't need it. You do. How many of you take your cars to the workshop to make sure that it is all good? I'm sure most of you do. I do. How many of you as well go to the hospital even though you are not sick to ensure that you are well? I'm sure you don't. Yes. But this is so important. You need to go to the hospital to ensure that your body is functioning. Remember, this is the only body we have taken us through the journey called life. It is absolutely essential. Having said that, there are some key things that you need to take note of to ensure that your body is in a good state. And I will walk through with you. The first thing is nutrition. What are you eating? What are you feeding your body with? Are you eating your carbs, your protein, your fat, and your vitamins like the micronutrients? You should. For your carbohydrates, make sure that you're not eating the simple carbs like just white rice, like the flour. Please ensure that you're eating the complex carbs, like the wheat, the brown rice. Incorporate some resistant starch into your meal. And so eat the potatoes, the yam. Yes, eat all of that. It really helps. Take some fruits as well. Take some vegetables. Yes, most of them have some kind of carbs in there. Make sure that you're eating your fiber as well. You know, fiber bulks your stool and it helps you to live a healthier life. Proteins, yes, you should eat your proteins. Be mindful that you're eating the lean protein. So any visible fat in your meat, please cut them out. Remove the skin as well on your chicken. Take the tofu, take the eggs, take the dairy, take the yogurt. It all helps. Your fat is not the evil. No, it's not an evil thing in itself. Just be sure that you are not taking a lot of saturated fat. You are avoiding a lot of the trans fat. And by trans fat, I mean don't fry a lot of your protein or any other thing. Try to bake them, okay, and try to roast them, okay? And then take your vitamins. Eat the colors of the rainbow, okay? This is important. The next one is our sleep. How many hours are you sleeping? Are you sleeping only 4 hours? No, please don't. This is not healthy for you. Your minimum sleep should be between at least 6 to 9 hours. Take it. Be intentional about it. How can you do that? You can only do that when you minimize your screen time. You know, screen takes a lot of our time. So you be intentional, be deliberate about it. Sometimes you just need to shut it, close your blinds, and sleep. Stress. Stress is one thing that can affect our body. So it is important that you minimize your stress level. Yes, Stress is some kind of stress can be good for us, but sometimes we don't need it. And I always tell my queens that if it is something that you cannot do anything about it, then forget about it and take it to the Lord in prayer. If you're a Christian or whatever you worship, it's important that you do that. If you can't do something about it, however, then do something about it so that you alleviate that stress. It's so key to us. Exercise. I can't say this enough. Usually what we will say is that I don't have a lot of time, I'm so busy, how do I exercise? Be intentional. What you can do most of the time is for you to move. How do you do that? Park your car somewhere and try to move. Use the stairs instead of the elevator. Just be deliberate. That's all we are saying. Okay? And for those of us who are sedentary, it's important that as you work and work and work sitting down, sometimes you stand up and you move. So you can do little exercises like this. Okay? Just to move the body. Just to move the body. Okay? Very, very, very key. And then you can stretch as well. Very key. So you can hold your leg, try to stretch your legs, hold it this way. Yes, very, very key. So these are some of the little things that we can do. Sometimes you can even talk on the phone when you're having your work with your colleagues standing instead of sitting. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can do to help. The last but not the least is hydrate. You need to hydrate. What do I mean by that? Drink adequate water. Okay, some of the things that you can do is you can take your juices. If they are fresh juices, that's fantastic. Yes, you can take water. Water in itself is medicine. One thing that you can use to check if you're drinking enough water is when you go to the bathroom, do the urine test. Check if your urine is so dark, it means that you're not drinking enough water. Your urine has to be lemonade, okay? And please, don't forget to join my team. It is called TNU, and we have helped thousands of women to lose weight, in fact, to lose the fat. How do we do that? By doing just little lifestyle changes. We don't say don't eat this. We are not a fat diet company, no. So what we do is that we make sure that you are eating well, you're taking all your macronutrients, you're taking all your micronutrients. Very, very key. But in proper proportions. Proper proportions is the word. Moderation is key as well. So please join us. Let me know if you are interested, and let's do this together. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for making time to watch this episode. We appreciate your time. I encourage you to like, share, and press the notification button so anytime we post a video, you can get a notification to watch. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.